At 200 Dundas Street, the City of Toronto is behind the construction of the Indigenous Centre for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, the first of its kind in the country to provide a space for Indigenous businesses and entrepreneurs. The concept has been under development by City Councillor Kristen Wong-Tam since 2012. The 16,000 square foot, $3.6 million space is expected to feature retail and restaurants, event and meeting rooms, a culture house, group workspaces, as well as art and decor, all steeped in Indigenous culture. The city will take control of construction in late 2019 and is being developed in tandem with Pontiac Group, a team of Indigenous builders, according to Paul Emile McNabb. Paul is a director of business and development at the Canadian Council for Aboriginal Business, a national organization which coordinates Indigenous businesses with work opportunities based out of Berkeley Castle.
We really have never really had anything to support Indigenous entrepreneurs in the city, but really something to support, the opportunities and challenges that an Indigenous business faces on a daily basis. There's so many different, when you speak of First Nation, Inuit, or Métis peoples that were either Indigenous people that were born in Toronto, grew up there, have attachments to communities, or, obviously come from places like New Credit, Six Nations, or fly-in communities in the north, and they all come to Toronto. So I think it's a great idea to bring the Indigenous community more together from an economic development perspective.
A public workshop is being held tonight at U of T's First Nation House, giving folks the chance to give their input on the center. Andrew Wesley, a Cree First Nations, residential school survivor and U of T elder in residence, wasn't made aware of the center's construction, but said he would have benefited from such a space in his time.
Heavily into promoting ourselves, especially in the area of self-determination.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to strengthen the Aboriginal community here in Toronto. We have educated people now. We didn't have 10 years ago, even 20 years ago, that are professionals. Yeah. And I think with that business entrepreneurial mind, it can still connect it to who they are as Aboriginal people. They'll still have that. They'll still stick together who they are.
The workshop that happened today for the Indigenous Centre was one of three. Another was held last week at Ryerson's DMV, while another is scheduled for next week at the Native Canadian Centre of Toronto. For Ryerson School of Journalism, I'm Kiernan Green.